Well, the first thing is, the reason you're supporting small businesses is not because you believe in supporting small businesses. It's because you think that they should support you back. That's not actual support. That's a trade. And since the boundaries or the rules or the trade wasn't discussed up front, these other people aren't given their part. And now you're bitter. All right? You should support small business, but you should support small business because it's the right thing to do, not because you're going to get something back. All right? And this leads into something else. A lot of you guys are fucking entitled. You believe that because you open a business or because you show up to work or because you breathe air, that you're entitled to winning. Winning is hard. There are very few people that win. It's not something that you get by just showing up at your job every single day over and over and over again for years. You have to decide what it is you want, and you have to go after it with every fucking ounce of energy that you have, every available resource that you have. And there's this misunderstanding about what winning actually is and who gets to actually win that's come from the internet and this fake entrepreneur culture where it seems like everybody's rich and everybody's kicking ass and everybody's winning. And that is not true. All right, just like on a professional sports team, there is limited amounts of spots for the winners. That's the same in life. And just because you were born and breathe air and you think you're special and your mom thinks you're special and your dad thinks you're special doesn't mean shit. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. You have to decide what it is you're going to do, and you have to go at it with every single ounce of energy that you can possibly muster, and then you have to do that for years. And then there's still no guarantee that you're going to win. So you guys who think that you're just going to win because you're sorely mistaken. Those of you who think you're going to show up at a job and eventually the boss is going to come to you and say, hey, I think I want to give you a whole bunch of money. That's never going to happen fucking anywhere. You have to become an undeniable solution. And if that's in your business, that means your business has to solve a problem that is very, very real for people, and it has to solve it better than everybody else. If you're not doing that, you're gonna fucking lose. If you're an entrepreneur or you're an employee and you wanna build a career within a company, if you show up every single day and you think that just because you show up and you take a shower and you breathe the air and you do your job at a satisfactory standard that you're somehow going to make it, you're fucking wrong. Okay, you're going to spend your whole life exactly where you are, because there are always going to be people that come in, take it serious, give it everything they have, and they're going to beat you. And that's reality. So if you're one of these people who thinks that you're entitled to winning because you think that, you know, you're going to show up and it's just going to materialize, you're fucking wrong. And I'm telling you this to be real with you, because I don't want you wasting another 5-10 years of your life and then wondering why you got screwed over. You didn't get screwed over. You misunderstood the rules of the game and you played a game that isn't in congruency with the real game. That's where you're messing up. So this is an entitlement problem amongst a lot of young people. All right. So with that being said, with your business, you are not entitled to any trade. You are not entitled to anybody referring. You are not entitled to anybody coming to shop with you just because you shop with them. You should be working to support small businesses in your community. If you want to build a community where everybody supports each other, maybe you should use your energy to create a network or a group where everybody supports each other. But that bakery is not obligated to send their kids to play fucking video games at your shop, bro. Okay? I'm not even sure that that's an actual business, because people can play games at home. And they want to play games at home because they want to put the headset on and want to tell their friends fuck off and eat shit and suck a dick over the fucking internet. Yeah, and they can't say that in public. So I don't even know if you have a good concept. I'm just being real. All right? Maybe you do. I don't know enough about gaming to know. But I'm going to tell you this. If you operate with that attitude, you're going to fucking lose. Nobody owes you a fuck. You have to be great. You have to solve a problem that is real, and you have to solve a problem in a way that is better than every other available solution. It is that simple, and you have to do that forever. That is the game of business. There are too many of you that are trying to start businesses that think this shit's just easy, and you think because you're born, you're gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. Bro, when I was building my companies the first time, Now, I'm involved in a bunch of companies now, but when I was building supplement superstores from the ground up that would eventually birth First Form, okay? I read every single night. I read books, I studied people, I read case studies. I was so fucking in deep in the information of how to get better, you couldn't possibly fathom it. I didn't do anything else. And you guys want this to, you guys come into your places and you're like, oh, well, I'm not really happy doing what I'm doing. You think this is about fucking being happy, bro? This is about winning. This is about producing. It's great if you can be happy doing it, but if you're not, it doesn't fucking matter. All right? You have to go hard, and you have to be willing to be a student, and you have to be willing to be enough of a student that you're going to become better than everybody else. And a lot of you guys just aren't willing to do that work. And then you want the wins, you want the money, you want the high paycheck, you want the nice life, you want the house, you want the cars, you want all the shit, but you want to come to work and talk about, well, I don't really know if this is what I want to be doing. Motherfucker, well then figure out what you want to do and go all in on it, because otherwise you ain't going to get shit. You're going to be living in that shitty apartment till you're 45 years old or older, and you ain't going to have anything in your life. And it's only getting harder, so you better get to work now. Right. That's the other myth that people don't understand. Everybody thinks that because you have a business, you're rich. Right. You're printing money. You're selling a product that costs you a penny for $100 and you're rich as fuck. That's what everybody thinks. Most small businesses are within 2 weeks of fucking missing payroll and going out of business. That's reality. And you guys don't get it. This is not a game. This is not a game for fucking soft people. Like it's not just something you just, I woke up today and you know what? I'm going to start a company or I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is the hardest path you could ever choose in life. And a lot of you guys think you can get by on it like it's a fucking vacation. Right. We have a big problem with a lot of you young motherfuckers. You do not fucking get it. It's going to take you way more energy and way more fucking time than you could possibly ever comprehend. You are going to want to quit a gazillion times. And that's not going to stop when you get 5 years in or 10 years in or 20 years in. There are days that I come in here and I am like, fuck this. This is ridiculous. And I go the fuck home. But you know what I do? I come back tomorrow for more. And that's the difference between an actual entrepreneur and someone who's not built for the game. The person that's built for the game will deal with these frustrating times. They'll deal with these hard times. They'll get pissed off. They'll yell. They'll scream. They'll even say they quit. But when tomorrow rolls around, they'll be the first motherfucker there ready to kick ass. That's reality. But the difference between that person and the people who think they're entrepreneurs is those people get kicked in the nuts the first time and they're like, oh, it's not fair. No shit. It's not fucking fair. No one ever said, hey, life is fair. And if they told you that, they lied. Okay? No one ever said you get a fair opportunity. Everybody starts at a different place. That's not fair. What matters is where you go from where you start to where you end. Not that Johnny down the street had rich parents or Tommy down the street, he inherited a bunch of money from his grandpa or he works in his grandpa's company. What the fuck does that matter to you? It doesn't. And most of you spend your whole lives being a poor little me bitch and not having anything because you're too worried about what other people are doing. You're counting other people's money. You know what the quickest way for you to have no money is? To count other motherfuckers' money. Start counting your own money. But now I'm in a position because I've paid my dues and I've never quit. And every time I said I was going to quit, I didn't. All right. Now, if I want to start something, I could say, okay, we need a COO, we need a CEO, we need this, blah, 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 blah. There's the check. Go fucking do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just because you win at one thing doesn't mean you're going to win at everything. That's a whole nother concept that people don't understand. Like, we see this in entrepreneurship all the time. People build one successful business and they think because they built one that they can build another one. So what do? Instead of staying in their core competency, the thing they understand, the thing they know, the area that they've already had success in, they jump over here to something they've never done. And they think just because they're them, they're going to succeed. And they end up getting killed. Like, every business is a art. There's an art to it. If you're in the food and beverage and the hospitality business, there is an art to that. If you're in the direct-to-consumer CPG business, there's an art to that. If you're in the real estate business, there's an art to that. You can't just go from one to the other and think you're going to kick ass. And a lot of people, I mean, this is definitely a down the road question for most people, but a lot of people think that because they did one thing decent, that they can do anything decent. And that's not the case. A lot of people get killed that way.
Yeah.
But the bottom line here is this. It's hard. And you guys that think it's fucking not hard and you think that you're just going to show up and coast and, you know, do mediocre work so you don't get yelled at and eventually someone's going to come to you and pay you a big amount and you're going to naturally move up, you motherfuckers are going to be broke your whole lives. It doesn't work that way. Your job as an entrepreneur is to be able to go to your boss and be like, look at the fuck I'm doing, bro. Who else is doing this? I want to move up. I want to do that. I can do that. Here, let me show you how I can do it. That's your job. It's not the other way around. It's not the job for the guy to come to you and say, oh, I recognize some potential in you.
Can you do this?
Yeah, that's not that's not how the fuck it works.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, in your business, like so many people now think they can open a mediocre business, a business that just barely serves the solution to the problem that's presented. They do it in a mediocre way. They open a sandwich shop and instead of having the best sandwiches with the best fucking service and the best, bro, it's got a soda fountain and they're back there making sandwiches and they think they're gonna make it. Bro, you ain't gonna make it. Your product's not good enough. Your company's not good enough. Your concept's not good enough. Like, this idea that we don't live in a competitive marketplace is the most damaging thing that these kids have ever been taught. And it comes from this mentality that you get a fucking 17th place trophy for showing the fuck up. See, now we're dealing with these adults, these kids that got participation trophies. We're dealing with them as adults. And they think that as long as they show up and they say, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. And as long as they show up and they do a mediocre job, that they're going to be like at the top of the game. And then when they're not at the top of the game, it's some sort of injustice. It's some sort of discrimination. It's some sort of unfairness. No, you're not good enough. If we translated this to sports, it would be, hey, you're a wide receiver. All the three other wide receivers never drop the ball. You drop the ball every single time. Oh, and by the way, they run 4.2 40s. You run a 6.2. And you're saying, oh, well, it's not fair that I don't get to play. No, you're not good enough. And that's the problem that we have with these young people. You drastically overestimate your skill set, and it costs you your whole life. I've never, in 25 years, thought, fuck, I'm lonely. Never one time. I'm perfectly comfortable being by myself. I can take care of myself. I like myself. I like who the fuck I am. I think I'm pretty badass. I got a lot of shit to do. I don't really give a fuck. And if someone's going to be in my circle, they're going to make me better. They're going to push me down the path. They're going to offer something that makes me better, whether it just be a good friendship where I can talk to them openly and honestly, because let's be real, when you start to get some success and you talk about your life around all your old friends from back in the day, they perceive that to be you bragging and flexing on them, when in reality it's just your life. So when you become successful, you can't really even talk about your life except with other successful people because everybody else thinks you're a papa's ass, okay? And so for me, I don't care. I don't think about it. If someone comes in my life, great. If they contribute to my life, great. If they take away from my life, they make things harder, they're out of my life immediately. So that's how I think about it. A lot of you young guys, like, I think you hear advice and you take it so literal that, it sounds to me like, would you just go home and tell all your friends to fuck off and tell your girlfriend to fuck? Like, that's not what anybody's saying here, bro. What people are saying is they're saying, hey, you either got propellers in your boat or you got anchors in your boat. All right? The propellers are the friends, the relationships, the girlfriends, the boyfriends that make you better. They encourage you. They help you. They push you to be better. They bring peace to your life. Okay? The anchors are the people who do the opposite of that. They make you doubt yourself. They make you question yourself. They bring negativity into your life. They make things harder. Okay? You want to get rid of those people and replace them with people who are the former, who are people that are going to propel you forward. So we all need friends and we all need relationships. We don't need to be totally isolated. Some people are okay being isolated. I am one of those people, but I am by no means one of the people who tells you to go just tell everybody to eat shit. I could be completely alone for fucking unlimited amounts of time and I feel fucking fine. I don't put value on that. Like, I don't put, that's not what I value in my life. I don't value and think about like, oh man, I'm lonely, so something's wrong. I think about it like I'm lonely because no one can keep up.
Okay.
That's how I look at it, and that's the truth. That's the fucking truth. The evidence suggests that. Okay, so other people that I hang out with, they're also those kind of people. Like all my friends that I talk to, you guys know them all. Those people, I might not talk to them for 6 months. But when I pick up the phone, it's like totally cool. There's none of this bullshit that y'all deal with this low-level relationship shit, where it's like, oh, you know, you haven't called me. Oh, you only call me when you need something. No shit. That's why we fucking call it. The people at the top, they understand that.
Right. It's not even a question.
They understand that. Yeah. Like, you're only calling me because you, no shit. That's why you call me too, so we can help each other win.
Right.
That's what the fuck we do. Okay? At the bottom, you got all this bullshit. Oh, you fucking called Steve 3 times and you invited him to barbecue and you only call me once. That's loser shit. That's how losers act. That's how they behave. That's what you don't want in your life. I don't fuck with people like that. Neither does anybody else who's successful. They don't have time for it. Another thing is that when you're that busy, you don't have room for a lot of relationships. You don't have room for a lot of friendships. So when you first start down the path of being ambitious, it can feel like nobody's around, but you better get used to it, because the reality is, as I said in the beginning on the first question, it's so fucking hard. It takes up all your motherfucking time. And if you don't put that time in, you're going to lose. So what time do you have for meaningless friendships if you're actually trying to win? And a lot of you guys aren't actually trying to win. So you're trying to live a normal person's life with balance and a great friend group and dinners out and all this shit, and then think you still have the time and energy to build. Which, dude, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You don't, okay? So when you're that busy and you're that caught up in trying to do something that matters in that area, you're going to have sacrifices in other areas. And that's why I get so pissed off with all this garbage on the internet. We have all these entrepreneur people and all these faux therapists on the internet telling people that there's something wrong with them because they want to be successful entrepreneurs, or they have goals, or they have dreams. And if you listen to your friends, they tell you the same shit. Listen to what they say. Oh, remember where you came from. Oh, don't forget us. Oh, you're getting a little too cocky, make sure you stay humble. Those are all losers, bro. Every fucking single one of those people should be cut the fuck out. A real friend will say, hey, that's awesome that you're doing that, bro. That's badass. Is there anything I can do to help?
I know what you need.
Yeah. You don't have to cut everybody out. You just have to cut the people out that are making it harder. That's the point. You don't have to be isolated. Some people like to be isolated. Okay? But there's nothing wrong with them if they do.
Right.
Like, dude, I feel like this whole culture of social media entrepreneurship and business, this is why I'm bringing back MFCEO. It's so warped that it's training these kids and these young men and women the wrong game. Like, you are not going to build a successful business, a successful company, and still have everything that your friends have that have a regular life where they work 40 hours. You're not going to have everything they have. But guess what? They're not going to have everything you have. They're going to have other problems. You're going to have problems too, but they're going to be different kinds of problems. And I'll tell you, as someone who's had poor people problems and rich people problems, I'll take rich people problems every fucking day of the week. Real talk. It's true.
I love it.
Okay, you're going to let fucking food control your entire life. You already said you're not happy with yourself. You don't like looking in the mirror. You already said you're fucking fat. You said you're not obese, but I bet you are. Okay? The reality is, you're going to let fucking food decide the outcome of your existence. This is an inanimate object. This is a fucking nothing. All you have to do is stop doing something, which is putting it in your fucking mouth. Think about that. Your entire life and your happiness is being decided because you can't stop doing something. It takes more energy to do it than it does to not do it. Okay? And you thinking that other people are going to come support you and do all this, bro, that is weak. That's why you're seeing it as weakness, because that's what it is. Okay? Third of all, 75 hard is not 75 easy. It's 75 hard. And you saying and other people saying, well, I'm going to give it a try. That's not how hard things are accomplished. Hard things are accomplished by saying, I am going to do this no matter what. No matter what happens, no matter what happens in my life, no matter what the weather is, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what, I will fucking die before I fail at that. That is the attitude that it takes to complete anything difficult in your life, including that program. So you looking at it like it's another diet, like it's fucking Jenny Craig, is the reason that you're having problems with it, bro. You don't even understand the main point of the program. The main point of the program is not to get your fat ass in shape, it's to get your mind in shape so that your fat ass follows, okay? The reason that you have trouble, you said it, I can't control my food. That's going to translate into everything else, okay? You know what to do. Other people know what to do. They just can't do it. So what do you have to fix? You have to fix your ability to adhere, your ability to follow through, your ability to finish. And most people's problems, 99% of the people on this planet's problem is that they cannot adhere to the plan. People understand what to do with their career. They understand what to do with their fitness. They understand how to be a good person. They can't fucking do it. That's what the program fixes. It fixes your ability to actually be able to follow through, which then translates into here and over here and over here into all areas of your life. That's why it's called a mental toughness program and not Jenny Craig's fucking bullshit Weight Watchers program, whatever the fuck you guys do. Okay, it's not a fucking TikTok challenge. It's not something easy. It's not something everybody does just because it's cool. It's not a fad. It's been around for 5.5 fucking years. It's an actual program that will fix your mind if you do it the right way. And you thinking that other people owe you support or are gonna hold you accountable is the problem, bro. The reason you are where you are in life is because you're not taking accountability for yourself and you're thinking that you need other people to hold you accountable. So if you're gonna go out and build a life, a career that makes money, a great family, a great existence, a great, everything great, do you think there's gonna be someone standing there next to you holding you accountable, or are you gonna have to hold you accountable? Okay? That's the truth. You want to know the truth? That's the truth. You're being a weak bitch. You're exactly the kind of person that needs that program. All right? So that's the answer.
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck, dude. It's like, what the fuck, bro? We got a softness problem in our country. We got a softness problem in society. Nobody's going to fucking fix your life. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to come pat you on the ass and say, oh, fucking good job every time you do something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it. It's like these motherfuckers that say on the internet, I do everything I'm supposed to. I raise my kids. I pay my bills. I got a job. No shit. So you're a moderately functioning, bare level human being. Like it's the fucking, like you won the Super Bowl for waking up and having a job and paying your bills. You see what I'm saying? Dude.
It's the minimum.
Bro, there is a plague going on in our society, in our culture, that people, they do not understand that they are on their own. You are the reason for your problems, and you are also the solution to your problems. It is nobody else's obligation to come along and support you. It is nobody supports me. So what? Oh, my friends don't support. So what? Oh, I don't have any friends. So what? No one fucking cares, man. I can say to you, that sucks. I feel bad that that's for you. It doesn't change it. It doesn't change it. So are you going to sit there your whole life and have a shitty existence because of some fucking external reason? I was born in this situation. I don't have any friends. My mom and dad were drug users. I was born here in this area of the neighborhood. Tommy up the street was born rich. So what? So fucking what? So you're gonna lose your fucking one chance at having a great life because of all these other situations? That is the dumbest shit that I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. Real talk, it's the dumbest shit. Getting back to this guy, bro, listen, man, I want you to win, but for you to win, you're gonna have to realize that it's up to you. And you're gonna have to realize that it ain't gonna be easy. And you're gonna have to realize to complete 75 hard and build the life that you want, it's going to require you to do a lot of hard shit that you don't feel like doing all the time. And that's what the program's about. That's what Live Hard's about. I'd highly encourage you to force your way through it because it will it's built for people like that. people will have that guy will have an epiphany, and he will be like, holy shit, this is how it works. Because the magic of this program is you want to quit every fucking day and you have to force it. There's nobody that cruises through that does it the right way. Okay? So what was the rest of the question?
No, that was it. Just talking about the accountability aspect.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay? If you have to rely on someone else to bring you accountability, then you ain't good enough yet. You need to get way better than that, bro, or you're going to live a very fucking hard life.
It's like, does it feel good to have accountability?
Yeah, sure. You listen.
But you can't expect. It's just going back to the expectations that people have. Man.
Listen, coaching is important.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, your coach should have done what it is you're wanting to do, whether that's build a business, whether that's fitness, whatever, right? It's okay to have a coach. It's okay to be accountable to people. However, if you always have to be accountable to people, you're not going to have as much success as you could have if you were always accountable to yourself, which is what this program fucking fixes. It fixes your ability to be accountable. It fixes your ability to adhere. And when you fix those two, what can't you achieve? If you knew that you could follow through on any plan that you set out for your life in any area, whether it be your career, whether it be your fitness, whether it be your family or any other area, if you knew that all you had to do was make a fucking plan and you had the discipline and the mental toughness and the grit and the fortitude and the ability to persevere and the confidence to follow through on that plan, what plans would you make for yourself? Because if we fix ourselves at that point, then everything's on the table as a possibility for ourselves. If we can follow the plan, we can get where we want to go. So if you could just fix your ability to follow the plan, you get to choose whatever the fuck you want out of your entire life. That's the point.
I love it.